happy that the people say me their opinion that fight was interesting and what I tried to make and what I think that I won this fight, but decision was not to my side. Of course, I disappointed, but life's still going. Any questions, please? You know, like I just still do fighting. You know, like I will try to stop him again because it's gonna be not interesting, like a short fight, you know, like. And I knew that I have a control. Like if I got his once, I can deliver my right or left hand again, like in next rounds. But it didn't happen. You know, like I got some experience from this fight. You know, like decision today not on my side, but next time in the rematch, I will do something much more, like much better. Пойдем сюда, у нас один. Excuse me.
Sergey, it seemed like you were perhaps throwing your right hand a little less frequently than you did in the first half of the fight. Was there anything wrong with your right hand?
Could you repeat again, please?
Yeah, it seemed like you were throwing that right hand less frequently than you did.
My arms is good. Yeah, my hands are good.
Nothing changed really physically for you in the second half.
Because you know, like it's what I saw that he sees my shot from the right, and I didn't do this. You know, like I didn't try to catch him from my left hand. I got a lot of punches like from the left. Like look at his face. Look at his face and my face. Like who is the winner?
Two of the judges, the fight was actually decided because two of the judges gave him the 12th round. Did you feel like you won the 12th round? Do you remember the 12th round? And then did you in any way let off the gas in the second half of the fight in any of those rounds?
Yeah, I think so that I won the last round. I lost just maybe 3 rounds or 4 maximum. And plus I made knocking down, you know, like come on, like it's opinion from the side, you know, judges, like. But the witnesses was all stadium of T-Mobile Arena. Everybody saw what happened. Everybody saw it, and look at his face and my face. Who is winner?
Actually, I have a question for Kathy. Kathy, Sergey went on the fact that all 3 judges were from the U.S. He said, let's not make it political, this is boxing. Will you try to insist that all 3 judges are not from the U.S. in the rematch?
Yeah, it's the regulation here in Nevada that the Nevada judges officiate the fights.
That's fair.
We came in here, look, it's boxing. You always know that you can have a difference of opinion with judges, and I'm not going to go accuse people of having doing anything deliberately. I understand it's about opinions. I understand that crowds have effects on judges. Every time the crowd favorite, you know, lands a jab, they're oohing and eyeing in a way they're not. When Sergey was landing, it affects judges. It does. I know nobody's perfect, and I'm not going to go out there and accuse anybody of anything. I'm disappointed, especially when I look at the cards and see how they were marked. I don't think Sergey lost one of the first 6 rounds, I really don't. And he had a 2-point round in the second. I think he won the 11th or the 12th. I clearly think he won the 12th. And when a guy is, you know, backpedaling and scoring an occasional jab and wrestling, clearly that's hard to judge, but I think that, you know, in that context, you've got to look at who's trying to make the fight and who's trying to run. And some judges like running and some don't. And obviously the judges tonight enjoyed running and they enjoyed wrestling. But this was a boxing match.
Straight in the middle, Kathy, for Sergey. Sergey, my question for you.
You seemed, with your almost one of your first jabs of the fight, to really hurt him with the first shot, and then, of course, you had the knockdown in round 2. Did you feel like at that point, this is going to be an early night, I'm going to get him out of there?
No, I didn't think. I didn't think that I won this fight like because I heard him first first part of the fight. Just like I got a little bit tired, you know, like and my speed little goes down, and but I still kept control, you know, like and try to catch him when he comes to me, and. He just touched me from the jab and grabbed me, you know, and clinch. How he won? I don't understand. For what?
Kathy, I have a question for you also. Straight in the middle. Can you address the situation with your rematch clause? Because you have said, I guess, when you came over here, you have the right to an immediate rematch. Michael Yormark from Rock Nation Sports, I asked him about that. He says, you know, we're not talking about a rematch, we'll discuss the rematch later. In other words, he didn't want to acknowledge that there even was a rematch clause.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the end of that. You said what?
That it wasn't time to talk about a rematch, that they'll discuss and negotiate the rematch later, and that, you know, he didn't seem to want to acknowledge that there was a rematch clause. Not that I'm
There is
surprised.
a rematch clause.
Is it immediate?
The only way it's not is if we both were to agree for it not to be immediate. So that would mean we would have to both agree to that. And since I won't be agreeing to that, then that means it will be immediate.
Thank you.